Sunday morning, officers blocked the 610 loop for a motorcycle accident. Prosecutors say Rodriguez sped around that barricade. He had a blood alcohol level nearly 3 times the legal limit and a baggie of cocaine in his pocket. And
he is also an admitted member of the criminal street gang MS-13.
How's this immigration policy working out for the country? People focus on jobs taken by illegal immigrants. We know that happens. We know that 35% of all new migrants came into the country between, 2008, 2010. They landed jobs, and those are jobs that Americans could do, and now Americans don't have. So that's one aspect. But then people are losing their lives. Families being destroyed. Do you know that Officer Kevin Will, his wife, is 6 months pregnant, being buried today in Houston? Joining us now, Ray Hunt. He's a second VP of the Houston Police Officers Union, and he joins us now. And I know you are on your way to the services for Officer Will. And let me tell you that when I first read this story, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, my heart broke for his family and for all of you, the Brotherhood of Police Officers throughout the state of Texas and in Houston. So my condolences.
Well, we do appreciate that. It's very difficult for us to deal with this. I'm actually at the church now waiting for the service to start here, and it's just a tragedy for the entire city of Houston and the entire Houston Police Department and the United States of America. A
preventable tragedy, however.
Absolutely. Once again, we have one of our officers killed by an illegal alien, and it's just, as I've told people over and over, we have a trifecta of failure in this country, from the federal level to the state level to the local level. Something has to be done. We're tired of putting officers in the grave at the hands of illegal aliens.
He had a Texas driver's license, despite the fact that he had been deported twice. How does that happen?
It's just an outrageous act that our state allowed prior to 2008 persons who just had any type of identification to get a Texas driver's license. He had a Texas driver's license. He even tried to present that, I believe, in 2005 when he tried to illegally enter the country again, claiming that he was from Houston, and showed his Texas driver's license. And it's an outrageous action for the state to issue anybody a driver's license whenever they can't believe that they can't prove that they belong here.
And I understand that one of the judges along the way issued him, a $10 fine at one point?
Time served and $10 for illegal entry into the United States of America. That's where we are.
You know, I've been scouring to see any national news reports on this case, and maybe I've missed them, but I certainly haven't seen them. And I certainly see a lot of stories about the valedictorians who are illegal aliens, or the illegal aliens who've managed to somehow figure out a way to get into the United States military and are serving. So all the good stories, those get front center coverage. These stories don't get the coverage.
Yeah, you know, many of the news agencies are scared to report this. They're scared to alienate persons who are on the opposite side of this. As we said over and over, this is not a race issue. This is an immigration issue. We've had officers in Houston killed by persons from various countries, not just Mexico. It's something that has to be stopped. No one wants to focus attention on this. They all want to come crying whenever something happens and saying how sorry they are. But it seems like the leaders of this country just keep on kicking this can down the street, and they're not solving the problem. You know, we've talked about our local leaders not allowing us to ask immigration status on the streets, but the real problem has to stop at the border first. It's like a major water leak in your house. You don't start mopping up the water in your house until the source of the water is stopped. And something has to be done. Our borders are not secure. We've had our leaders come down here to Texas and actually make jokes about the number of border officers that we need, and how those of us on the conservative side are not happy with it, no matter how many we put on there. We have to secure our borders.
Janet Napolitano, about this must have been 6 or 7 weeks ago, and you can hear the bagpipes.
I'm very sorry
playing,
about that.
Playing in the church. Don't apologize. My goodness. I mean, you're kind enough to come on with us as the funeral for Officer Will is underway. Janet Napolitano, just like 5 or 6 weeks ago, was doing a tour of the border area, and she was in El Paso, and she basically said, look, the border area is thriving. It's vibrant. It's one of the lowest crime areas in the United States. And it was a big dog and pony show. What do you say to her today?
I don't know where she's visiting if she thinks that it's safe on the border towns. Everybody in Texas knows that it's not safe on our border towns. And if she's saying that, I did not hear that. But if she's saying that, she's living in a dream world or interviewing persons who are not affected by this. But our border towns are very, very dangerous. We've had border agents who's been shot at across the border. Anybody who says that border towns in Texas are safe and thriving has no clue what's going on.
Well, you have these mayors, is it mayors, the sheriffs, who will sign letters saying that things are improving and immigration enforcement is getting better, and we don't want to demonize good people who maybe were brought here by their parents. And how do you respond to that?
Well, I can only say that the conservatives who see the big picture here know that we have a problem here in Texas. We have a lot of illegal immigrants who are committing crimes. We have to stop the flow coming in and then deal with those persons in Texas who are committing crimes. We're not out here trying to go out and arrest every person who's been brought here illegally, maybe at 3 and 4 years old. But if they're here illegally and they're being involved with the police department committing crimes, we have to be able to know that we can get rid of them and they're not going to be able to come back. When the border is not secure as it is now, you ship them back, the very few that get shipped back, and they come right back over.
Right.
We've had Rodney Johnson, one of our officers, killed in 2006, twice deported and back in this country, and killed a police officer by shooting him in the back of the head. It's not fair to our police. It's definitely not fair to families like the Will family this morning who are going to have to sit here and watch us put their loved one in the ground. It's not fair.
God bless his family, his 10-year-old, 6-year-old, and 6-month-old baby in the womb. Ray Hunt, thank you for this perspective. Thank you for this update. God bless you and everyone in that church this morning.
Thank you so much.
You take care of yourself. We're listening to The Laura Ingraham Show.